This morning on DC News Now, we're going to be tracking some precipitation, and as that moves its way in, temperatures will fall. Could even see a little bit of that wintry mix for some parts of the region. I'll have more details on this. We'll get towards the rest of that 7 day coming up.
Also coming up this morning, one person is dead, another in critical condition after a house fire tears through a home in Aspen Hill. Our Lex Wars is on the scene with what we need to know.
Plus, relieved from duty, the latest changes by Memphis officials after the death of Tyre Nichols.
And after 3 years under a public health emergency, the designation will finally be lifted, and with it, many pandemic policies. How this could affect you, coming up.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, your time right now is 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. We're going to start you off with a live look outside on this Tuesday morning. Much colder start to our day than we were feeling yesterday, Jackie.
Yeah, and we're going to continue to notice those temperatures dropping through the day today. So likely those temperatures that you're seeing or feeling out there as you're stepping out the door, that's the warmest part of the day today. So we have to get used to the cooler air, not only today, but also through the rest of the week. Also tracking this precipitation back out towards our west. Some snow showers are breaking out towards parts of Garrett County right now. A little bit of that wintry mix just back out towards our west, and then rain farther south. And we'll likely see, as those temperatures continue to drop, we'll see mainly rain to start, and then a chance for a little bit of that wintry mix, especially farther off towards the north, and maybe could even see a few snow flurries farther off towards the north, closer towards Hagerstown and even into southern Pennsylvania. Winter weather advisory, though, that's for Garrett County. That goes until 7 a.m. this morning, so you still have about an hour or so left of that. Not only that, we're already hearing reports of some icy, slick conditions for some of those roads back out that way. Temperatures, though, right now, we're upper 30s out towards Cumberland, Kaiser, Martinsburg, Hagerstown. You just dropped into the upper 30s. 40s, Frederick, Leesburg, upper 40s in D.C., low 50s, Fredericksburg. But again, temperatures will drop through the day, likely 30s through much of the afternoon. More detail on the timing of that precipitation coming up. But Shanika's here. We have a important look at traffic. How are those roads right now?
Well, watch for a disabled tractor trailer at 95. This is heading southbound right at 198. You're seeing major delays in that area at this early hour. Looking at the inner and outer loop stretch back over to 650, no problems. Off of the Beltway, though, you'll have a few. You'll see a crash, and this is off of 29 right near Tech Road. And then on DC 295, it's pretty slow.
All right, Shanika, thank you. We're following some breaking news this morning. An update to a story involving a fire. One of two people seriously injured in Aspen Hill overnight has died. Montgomery County Fire says a man died at the hospital while a woman remains in critical condition. Now, both were found unconscious in an upstairs bedroom. Our Lex Roars is live this morning with more details in just a few minutes.
Police are investigating two shootings overnight in Arlington. The first happened on 22nd Street near Kenmore Street. Investigators say one of the victims showed up at the hospital with a gunshot wound. The second happened on Columbia Pike. No injuries were reported in that shooting.
And DC is now accepting applications for this year's Mayor's Summit Youth Employment Program. Anyone between 14 and 24 will be able to earn money while exploring potential career paths. Now, applications close February 28th. We have a link to that application on our website.
President Biden plans to end the nation's two COVID-19 national emergencies in May. It's been almost 3 years now since they were first declared. This will allow the government to treat the virus as an endemic rather than a pandemic. It also means changes to multiple programs like Title 42, as well as Medicare and Medicaid.
Tech students on their way into school and on their way out of school was shot. We got more details on the police investigation, and guys, this is an area where there are a lot of schools, not just Coolidge High School, but also a middle school and an elementary school. Police are fed up with the violence affecting kids around our nation's capital. We're live in a couple minutes on that.
And back to that breaking news we just told you about a moment ago. One person again is dead after a single car crash in Prince George's County. Now, this happened just before 9 o'clock last night on Rosaryville Road in Upper Marlboro. Officials say the driver of the car died at the scene. Police are still working to find the cause of that crash.
And this morning, a man is dead, a woman in critical condition after a fire ripped through a home in Montgomery County overnight. That fire was in Aspen Hill, Maryland, right on Oriental Street. Our Lex Juarez is live on the scene this morning. And Lex, we have just gotten these new details in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, that's right. That man's death actually announced in the last 10 minutes. And like you said, a woman still fighting for her life in the hospital in critical condition. Now, both of them were found by firefighters in an upstairs bedroom unconscious when firefighters arrived here. Now, you can check out the damage to this house. It is extensive. This one part of the house over here completely destroyed. It actually had smoke and flames tumbling out when firefighters got to the scene. Now, that was just after 11 o'clock last night, and it took a few hours for them to get the fire completely out. It brought about 75 firefighters from multiple fire stations in the county, and investigators say that the fire started in the basement of the home. Now, what sparked the fire was an electrical panel, so this was an electrical fire in nature. As far as this home here, it was a family home. 5 adults and 2 children lived here. The American Red Cross is assisting them in finding somewhere else to go. Of course, we do know one of those family members still in the hospital fighting for her life, with another family member who has died as a result of this fire. Officials are believing that that was smoke inhalation was what they were dealing with, but they were unconscious at the time that firefighters were able to pull them out. Of course, as we get some more information about the fire, we'll bring it to you both here and online. But for now, live in Aspen Hill, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
All right, thank you, Lex. More officers have lost their jobs following the beating death of Tyree Nichols in Memphis.
The police department says 2 more officers involved are now being disciplined. Now, this is Preston Hemphill, who you see here. Memphis police say he was also let go. According to his lawyer, he was the 3rd officer at the traffic stop that resulted in violence. We've also learned a 7th unnamed officer was released. So far, 7 officers have been relieved from duties. Right now, only 5 of them are facing charges. Meantime, 2 Memphis Fire Department emergency medical technicians and a fire lieutenant have been fired as well. An investigation determined all 3 violated multiple policies and protocols the night Nichols was beaten and killed.
And those developments come as Tyree Nichols' parents have said they have accepted an invitation to President Biden's State of the Union address next month. And this all comes as protesters and lawmakers are demanding justice and calling on Congress to act. This is not the first time in recent memory that Congress is considering a policing reform bill. 2 years ago, the House passed the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, which would prohibit racial profiling, chokeholds, no-knock warrants, and makes it easier to charge police. Now, that did not make it through the Senate. The chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus is now leading the charge to pass legislation in 2023.
We can come together to pass a bipartisan culture of policing law that is meaningful and that does things to keep our community safe.
The Congressional Black Caucus has asked to meet with President Biden to discuss legislation and what executive action the president can take in relation to police violence.
And Virginia House of Delegates are also considering policing reform since the release of the Tyree Nichols body cam footage, but they're split on the next steps. Democrats in the state house say they are relying on tools already in place to keep communities safe. However, the Republican majority is working to get rid of some of those laws. The group is trying to repeal a law prohibiting officers from engaging in bias-based profiling.
Go back and watch that video of this young man yelling for his mother while he was being beat to death by people he thought were sworn to protect him. And when you take your votes to repeal these type of community policing acts, think about that cry.
They're not safer today because of the police reform efforts of 2020. They were reflexive, they were emotional, they were ill-informed.
Chesterfield.
The Republican majority is also pushing to get rid of race reporting for every traffic stop.
Also in Virginia, the House of Delegates advancing a bill that would change restrictions on transgender women in sports. The bill would ban transgender women and girls from competing in women's sports at any level in Virginia schools. However, the bill places no restrictions on transgender men. Current Virginia High School League regulations require transgender athletes to provide documentation of their transition if they wish to have their identity recognized for competition, including on medication lists. Now, one supporter of the bill said her swimming scholarship allowed her to attend college, and because of that, we need to protect women's sports. One transgender male, who is a second-year law student, says the bill ignores the social value of allowing kids to compete in high school sports, and that at baseline, these types of bills are telling kids they cannot play.
Your time right now is 6:09. Developing now, community leaders in Montgomery County are taking steps to protect houses of worship and faith-based communities against images of hate. Now, according to stats from the county, bias incident reports jumped over 20% between 2020 and 2021. In just one weekend, 3 reports of anti-Semitic drawings were found at 3 different Montgomery County public schools. Now a 4th school, this time Magruder High School, faced similar cases.
I don't remember growing up around here with it being that bad. As an adult now, seeing it and knowing that this is where my kids are growing up, it can happen anywhere. Church, synagogue, mosque, it can happen anywhere. It's scary.
The county is now giving more money to increase protection for organizations that have experienced hate crimes or are considered high risk. And the funding can't be used to increase security personnel, planning measures, and even cameras at eligible organizations. County officials are also encouraging people to speak up and not let hateful speech go unreported. They say money alone is not the only way to fight hate crimes.
Your time right now is 6:10 on a Tuesday. Looking ahead now, after almost 3 years, President Biden says he plans to end the nation's 2 COVID-19 national emergencies. This would allow the government to treat the virus as an endemic rather than a pandemic. It would also shift the development of vaccines and treatment away from the direct management of the federal government. The change may also bring some local impacts. The end of the public health emergency could also mean the end of Title 42. That's the controversial immigration policy first implemented by the Trump administration that made it easier to turn away immigrants at the border. Meantime, Medicare and Medicaid beneficiaries would no longer be eligible for benefits, and Americans would need to start paying for COVID tests and treatments. Finally, it could mean that student borrowers would have to restart payments on their loans. These policies are set to end in May.